What up everybody, Stan Smith from Iron Sharp K9. Are you wanting to get your dog started in bite work? Are you trying to create the baddest protection dog on the planet? We're going to show you where to start. We're going to show you how to progress. We have an 8-month-old German Shepherd where when he started out at the very beginning, he had no interest in it. But Jamie went home, did the steps that we're going to show you in this video, and now he's to the point where he's learning how to work on the suit, target, pocket, and win. So you guys stay tuned. This is going to be a fun one. So one thing that you need is going to be a burlap sack. The thing I like about the burlap is you can zoom in, you can see it has those holes in it so the dog can get its teeth in there, really learning how to bite. It can get a full mouth bite, be real comfortable. You can whip it around, get excited, boom, 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 boom. It's a great tool to start. So if you are wanting your dog to get started in bite work, it starts with you at home. So we're gonna show you how to play with your dog. Jamie, I think he's ready to play.
A little bit.
So you want to whip it around, make the dog come up. When he's on the bite, you want him to start punching in. And this is important. You want the dog to learn that they're going to win. If they're trying hard, she's going to grab the leash, and then she's going to let him win.
Yes. Good job.
You want the dog to develop possession. You want him to want this. Look at him. He wants to chew on it, chewing on it. Oh, good. And if your dog is having a little issues and doesn't have as much drive at the very beginning, one thing that you can do is you can hold them back, toss it around, let them go and get it, stop them right before they get it, toss it again. So Jamie, let's show them. Yep. All right, so she's gonna tease him, make him miss a few times, make him miss. She might get bit. And again, this is for if you don't have a super drivey dog like this. If your dog's doing this, just whip it out for him and let him catch it. But as you see, it should be fun. Interacting with your dog, we're not trying to make them aggressive. We're not trying to make them dangerous or savages. We want them to enjoy doing the work. We want them to understand exactly what's expected whenever they hear these commands. And you look, his tail's up, he's holding it. So now, after the dog has developed some type of value in the sack, now we're gonna put him on a harness and we're gonna show him that when mama says watch him, he needs to be looking forward for the sack. And he has to get it from a stranger now. So you guys stay tuned. So if you are thinking about getting a harness, if you do have a puppy, just buy a little cheap harness. But once your dog starts getting full grown, I would suggest getting a leather harness. I like this one here. It has that padding there. This is some wool, like that feels soft right there on that chest, on that dog right there. So you want it to have that 3-prong.
Clips. Instead of...
Oh, you like these clips instead of the buckles.
Size once.
Boom, size once, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, but if you can change it here as well. Where'd you get this harness at?
Amazon.
Hey, Amazon coming through with them high quality products, boy. So again, we want the dog to be comfortable pulling. So we're gonna let Jamie put this on, and we're gonna show you the next step it takes to start your dog in some protection training. All right, so after your dog has developed a love of this toy, you see how much he wants it. Then you're gonna get somebody to stand in front. And this can be your spouse, this can be a child. Don't like do it too small of a child, just get like a teenage child and have them tease the dog up. And it's important that you can either back tie the dog to a tree or you get a handler who's not gonna allow the dog to get forward, because we want to build that frustration, we want to build that drive to wanna work for this. So I'm gonna stand about 7 to 8 feet away because she has about a 6-foot leash and the dog's probably about 2 feet. So he's probably gonna be about a foot away from me at this point. So she's gonna give the dog an alert command. Woo! Now we're gonna tease the dog up. We wanna make him miss. We want him wanting it. We want him engaging, going forward. Woo! Give him that bite. And then you're gonna tug and pull, and you want to keep constant pressure on that. And when you go limp, you want him to bite in, and that's when the game starts again. In the early stages, you want to desensitize the dog to a lot of stuff. So you're gonna pet his head, you're gonna mess with his flukes, you're gonna mess with the foots. You want him to be comfortable with all this going on. Because in a real situation, somebody might go, "Get off of me!" And we don't want the dog to freak out at that point. But just like when you're playing with the dog, when they do what you want, they win. The dog always wins in the very beginning. We want to build a very, very cocky dog. We want him to think anytime somebody's standing in front of him, regardless what he got, it is his. So it transitions from a burlap sack to something a little more engaging. So the dog has to start opening his mouth and really start working. So this is gonna be a level 1 leg sleeve, and I like the leg sleeves because you can put them on your arm or you can put them on your leg, and they got that Velcro right there. So same concept, she's gonna give the dog the alert command. I'm gonna toss it around, get him interested in the bite pillow. And you wanna throw it right outside the dog's reach. So they want it, but they can't reach it. And you hear that chomp, you hear him clap, clap. We know he really wants this bite. So once he's getting that what we want, we're gonna reward him. And then, this is important, You wanna go limp? Boom. And let the dog understand that if he's going forward, that's how he wins. So, we're gonna do this a couple more times. Boom. And you're noticing the dog isn't doing this out of fear or aggression. Look at his tail. I can mess with him and nothing's coming off. If this dog is working in defense, if this dog is working out of fear, when you put pressure on them, they're gonna come off because they're taking it serious at that point. So now you see the wedge on that isn't very thick. He doesn't really have to open his mouth or hold very much, right? So now we're gonna go up to the bite pillow. And you're gonna see this here. It's got a nice little pillow there. Nice little wedge. It's been worn out. We work some dogs out here. But you see, we want him hitting in there, getting a full mouth bite, and holding on. So now we're gonna tease him up. And the same concept. Good. And you see, he punches in for a better bite. And he really has to hold on to that. And you want to try to yank it out that dog's mouth. But he's really holding on. He's working. And when he works hard enough, he wins. It is very, very important that the dog wins in these situations. We want to put pressure on the dog. We want them to understand if they work through the pressure, that's how they win. And if this dog is biting on you for real and he goes in, you're not going to be thinking about doing anything else besides, oh my God, that hurts so bad. So now, after he's developed on this bite pillow, and we want to make sure you guys understand that this doesn't happen in one session. Spend a couple weeks on the sack. Spend a couple weeks on this pillow. Spend a couple weeks on that pillow. Work your dog up. It's better to go slow, have that solid foundation, than to speed by something, and then you have to go back and fix a bad habit. So after we've gotten him on a big wedge, now we're gonna put him on a harder bite sleeve. So this bite sleeve here, it literally resembles the pillow there. But I can slide this one on my arm. Oh, nope, wrong arm. I can slide this one on my arm, and now he has to take it off of me as a man. This is a transition for the dog. Some dogs may have some issues with this, and if they do, just go back a step. Build the dog's confidence. And when he comes in, he's working hard, then we're gonna give him the bite. Boom. Oh my gosh! And again, you want him punching in, ooh, dictating that fight. Good. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good. And again, the dog wins. After we've worked for a couple of weeks or a couple of sessions on this bite, and he's biting exactly how we would like him, then we're gonna move him up a little more to something a little more sturdy. So this is a level 3 bite wedge, and you see that's a little bit harder as well. The dog really has to get in there and really want this one. Good boy. And again, after you got that dog biting really hard on something like this, you will progress up a little bit more. And this is where the suit's gonna come in. When you're transitioning to the suit, you're gonna start it just like the sack, just like the bite pillow, just like the wedge. It's gonna be the same concept. Come on, give us one more. He said, I tired. I tired. And this is another thing that you do want to pay attention to. These dogs are working. They are lifting weights at this point. So if your dog does get a little tired, you want to take a break. So we're going to put him up for a minute, and then we're going to bring him back. We're going to get him on the suit, guys. So y'all stay tuned. So we gave Felon a break, and now he's ready to go again. You see how it's happening. And this is important. You don't want to make your dog do this to the point where they're exhausted and they don't enjoy it. So you want to stop while you're ahead. The dog is always going to come back to something the way they left it. So we want to try to raise the bar every time the dog comes out. So we got the suit now. We're going to tell her to alert here. Same concept. You want to get the dog in the sit, in the toe. Boom. And then you're going to feed them that bite. Working them. Boom. Because also, this is a different material than the dog is used to. So you want to make sure that they're biting, doing everything the same way before you start putting it on your body. It's too slow. Do on the suit is going to be on that forearm, the same bite he did on the sleeve, on the bite pillow, and all of that. We're going to make sure he understands exactly what's expected. Make him miss a couple times. He's chomping. And then feed him that bite. Oh, when he punches in, you want to reward it. Oh my God. Punch in. Oh, good. And it's very important the dog always wins. You are building confidence. You are developing confidence, people, whenever you're doing this. We don't want the dogs working out of stress. We don't want them working out of fear or aggression. We want them to be going forward every single time. You thought so. I figured you.
Remember when I told you about the owl?
Yeah.
That's the shit that he does.
He thinks he's smart over there. Alright, so now we're going to put it on. And we're going to start getting him to go into this pocket right here. And this is going to be transitioning. So start with the forearm, getting the dog comfortable there. And then we're going to move into the pocket. So we want him going right to this target. We want him hitting that bicep. And again, punching in. Oh, good. Getting comfortable with being messed with. Then we can turn this way so you guys can see. Oh, good. Again, he's getting that bite. He's punching in and holding. Good. And again, we want the dog winning. We want them gaining confidence. After the dog gets to the point where they're hitting that pocket, being pretty comfortable, now we're going to start adding more stressors. Now we're going to start adding more pressure on the dog so they understand exactly what's expected. But you guys are going to have to stay tuned because we're going to show you that each step of the way, from the sack to the bite pillow to the sleeves to on the suit, adding more pressure. This is an entry level, getting your dog from going to a sack to the suit. Remember, take your time. Do not rush the process. Don't come out and be mad if you see another dog on the suit before yours. Build the dog you have right in front of you. Take your time. Again, this puppy here, we have a video. He didn't even want to chase a sack. He didn't want to do anything as a puppy. And Jamie waited and was patient. We worked the dog, built the dog's confidence. Now he's coming out here and he's leaving bruises on people that don't look like me. So I don't bruise people, but as always, you want to stay tuned, stay safe, stay sharp, and just take care of your dog.